What is up, YouTube and the world? We are here with Mike Merchant of the Underground. He went 8-0 yesterday at the Lenexa, Kansas Regional at Collector's Cash and got first place playing GeargiaHands. So we're going to give you his deck profile right now. We're going to rush through it, and then afterwards some couple questions, and that'll be the video. So let's get into it.
Alright, monsters, we have 3 armor, 3 arsenal, 3 accelerators, 3 MK2s, 1 Geargiano, 2 of each fire and ice hand, and then 2 maxis. 19 monsters. The spells, we have triple MST, Dark Hole, and Book of Moon. And the traps, you play triple gear, double wiretap, double breakthrough, double blackhorn, double needle sealing, and then the one-ofs are Call the Haunted, Compulse, Bottomless, Warning, and Torrential.
Extra deck.
Extra deck, we have Zenmains, Alucard, and Soul Silver Mountain for the 3s. Then we have Cowboy, Dweller, Emerald, Saiton, Heartland Draco, 2 101s, Black Ship, and triple Gear Gigan X. And then the sideboard, we have 1 Transmigration Prophecy, 3 Fiendish Chains, 2 Debunks, 1 Soul Drain, 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, 2 Twisters, 1 Maxi, and triple Ally of Justice Cycle Reader.
Alright, so starting off, how are the hands?
The hands were good. It was Nick's idea to try the hands in this deck. They just deal with a lot of cards that are main deck cards that maybe I can't handle normally. So that's good. Also, the ability to recycle themselves is nice when they destroy cards. So it just gives me more level 4s that I can make more exceeds with.
How about 2 maxis versus the 3 main boarded? How's that?
The 2 is fine. I never really found the need to play 3 in the main deck. I had them when I needed them. But then I would side the 3rd in against matchups like Mermails or Medolce or stuff like that where I needed
Do you think 2 would? Do you think they need to be in the main deck?
Maxi, yeah. I think Maxi needs to be in the main deck.
I agree 100%.
I mean, I didn't play any artifacts, but especially against artifacts, Maxi is really good.
Soul Charge, just real bad?
I don't really like Soul Charge in this deck. MK2 is kind of like a Soul Charge himself. He, when he normal summon, I can bring back any Geargia monster in my graveyard, and then combine that with Accelerator, I can make like a Geargia X, and then like actually attack as well as do all of my special summoning. So I really don't find the need for that. Plus, I wanted to put the hands in and still play enough traps to protect myself.
Looking over the traps, it looks pretty standard. I think the only thing would be Breakthrough instead of Fiendishes, but like I told you when you were building it, I think Breakthrough's just better right now.
Yeah, Breakthrough's good. I like the ability to maybe do it or use it a second time on my turn, like maybe against a Thunder King or something. I never had that problem. I didn't run into any Thunder Kings, but Wiretap was very, very good this weekend as well.
Yeah,
it put back like Solemn Warnings and stuff. It just made all my plays be able to go through. I wiretapped a Torrential when I had 5 monsters on board, stuff like that. Wiretap was just really solid.
That's a staple now in Geargia. Alright, the extra deck, obviously those are the only 3s you need. Zenmains is arguable, the other 2 are just...
Yeah, I mean, Zenmains was good for me. I played Gravekeepers, and when I couldn't draw my MSTs, I just made Zenmains and forced my way through Necro Valley, and then...
Now that I'm thinking about it, you are missing 1 exceed. You are missing number 80.
I am, aren't I?
Alright.
Now we have all the exceeds.
Standard. You said instead of 2 of these, you would play the 1 card you forgot to put in?
Yeah, I forgot to put in Diamond Direwolf.
Wow.
I just kind of slipped my mind when we were making this deck at 2 in the morning, the night before the regional. But I never needed a time. There's never a duel where I needed both honor arcs, so
1 would be
one would be fine, and Diamond Direwolf would help me get through stuff that I wouldn't have to use Zenmains for.
And then Rhapsody and Berserk, if you guys don't know what it is, 2 level 4s. DD Crow, twice per turn by detaching one material. And then once it's And that's other effect is you can equip it to 1 exceed to have a gain 1200 attack. So it's just real good against decks like E-Dragons to get rid of the dragons.
Yeah, good against dragons, good against maybe...
Fairly confident you can only do it your turn though, so it's not real good against something like artifacts.
Yeah, it's you can only use it on your turn.
And it's not a quick effect.
There were also a lot of Inzectors there. I don't know if Inzectors are going to do anything, but...
they just went undefeated in Swiss at Philly.
Yeah, they did.
So, I mean, I guess deck's real for Soul Charge.
And Curry Bandit.
Curry Bandit's nuts. And Rainbow Karibo.
Yep.
Alright, guys, well, anything... Oh, we didn't talk about side deck. My apologies. Transmigration, you said it just didn't do it. You never sided it.
I didn't side it, but it's really good.
It's good on paper. The chains for when you take out some of the other traps, like black coins and whatnot.
Yep.
Gotta have something to side in.
Yep.
Lost 1 debunk.
I only have 2 debunks, so 2 debunk was fine.
How's Lightmare?
I sided in, but I never actually used it. I mean, when we got to round 7, the 4 undefeateds were me, 2 Constellar, and a Bujin player. So I mean, on paper, like my 2 next matchups, this is really good. So I sided it, but I just didn't draw it.
It's all right against Constellars.
And then the Twisters helps me get rid of like Royal Decrees and stuff.
Yeah.
Needed.
And that card.
The 3rd Maxi is fine. And then the triple Cycle Reader. What this card does is it's a hand trap you can use during either player's turn. You send it to grave to target up to 2 light monsters in your opponent's graveyard and banish those 2 targets. So it's a machine, so I can search it out with GeargiaHands.
We put it in. We both sided 2 for artifacts. I used sided 3. I used mine for artifacts and wrecked him. He played no artifacts, but you did use it against your round 8 match.
Yeah, my round 8 I played AJ Jones, and he was playing Constellar. I only sided this in game 3 when I was going first, and I drew it in my opening turn. What I wanted it to use it for was just for the Sombre play, because games 1 and 2 he just Sombra'd the living shit out of me. So I decided to just put this in, and then he slammed Sombre late in the game when I had very little board presence, and Sombre was his only monster, and he tries to resolve it, and I slam Cycle Reader, and him and like the crowd just start yelling. You could literally hear AJ like yelling from across the room.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but
so
it's a good play.
So it helps, and then the next turn I just used GeargiaHands to search another one. He actually top decked another Sombre, and then lost, and I got the win 2-8-0.
Alright, well, I think that's everything unless you have any closing statements.
One thing I want to give a shout out to Jeff. I played.
You want to give a shout out to the guy you destroyed?
Yep, I played Jeff round 7. He was playing Bujins. We were both undefeated, and 2-0'd him. So, but I mean, he finished 9th overall, so good for the Underground. We got a 1st and a 9th finish overall. So, yeah, that's about it. The deck's good.
Alright guys, well, there you have it. There's the deck that went 8-0 at the Cash Regional. Good contender for, as we can see, it did decent at Philly this weekend, so it's a good contender for the upcoming Nationals in 2 months. And as always, see you next time.
See you guys.